I got pregnant, right? So basically in 2015, I got pregnant. And then in 2016, I had Lillian. But when I got pregnant, my husband had a home inspection company, a very successful home inspection company. And I was doing rehabs, right? And I was like running around like a crazy person. And then when I got pregnant, essentially I was thinking to myself, there is no way I can do it, because we were doing like 10 rehabs, 10 or 12 rehabs at that time. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to take care of this baby and do like 10 rehabs at the same time. I was like, and I really honestly focused on passive income up till that point. I really was just like all about like, let's just get another rehab, And so I just really hadn't focused on passive income. So then when I told my husband, I was like, that's it. Like, we have to focus on passive income. I really just want to stay home with Lillian and just like be with her. That's all I want to do. And so in 2016 is when we stopped, doing rehabs. But at that, we had so many in the pipeline, it took us like a year or so just to finish everything. But in that same time, so I'm 100% privately funded. And all the 100 rehabs that I did all came from private money. So I am no stranger to raising money. And all of my real estate has been privately funded. So, thus that's why I'm here asking y'all for money. And I worked with a lot of different lenders, private lenders over the years. And actually some of them are putting money into the fund as well. And we've just befriended each other. And so, I feel like, investors are really kind of just like part of the family, where it's like we're all trying to create a win-win situation here. And the fund, actually, I'm privately funded through, so 11 of our facilities are privately funded. And then these two that we have, so we have a total of 13 facilities. The two under the fund are here, but I'm giving up a lot, I'm giving up a lot, like 20, because the split is 75, 75, 25. So 75 to y'all and 25 to us. So we're giving up a lot. But the truth is I feel like, actually the first thing is I'm very blessed to be having a fund right now, because the market is crazy, so to be able to offer a fund to everybody where they can like put their money, outside of like, all that's happening in the world is really I feel like a blessing. But at the same time, I feel like this is our very first fund, and I'm only raising like, $7 million. So it's a lot, but it's enough for us and for us and what we do. And I'll get into that in just a second. But it's a good stepping stone, I think, to meet all the people that we're working with. I've already befriended like several of the investors, so I look forward to working with you. Hopefully we can all work together and, especially over the course of the next couple of years, when, we can make some money together. And the one thing I love about self-storage is that, I'm not going to say it's recession proof, but it's recession resistant. And the truth is like when you like, even in a bad economy, like storage is making money, in a good economy and a bad economy, storage makes money. And then what happens? Like a lot of people ask me like, what about vacancy? Like people aren't going to do it. And that's true. Like you start noticing that you have vacancy, but what you do is you just reduce your prices, right? Because people need storage, but they can only afford so much. And so you just have to lower your prices, and you have to be like super risk adverse. So we always run our numbers at like a 7 cap and like 10, we like our minimum is 10% cash on cash return, but in the end, we're making like way more than that. But like, you want to be like super conservative on your numbers, especially over the course of the next couple of years. So when I show you guys the numbers of what we have for our deals, you'll see. And the financial model for the fund is based off of the 11 facilities that we have. All right. So the 11, like my husband and I, what we do is we buy mismanaged facilities. So the purpose of this fund is to buy facilities that nobody can buy. That's really the purpose of it. And, I have 10 virtual assistants that work for me, and they do nothing but call owners and see if they want to get offers. Right. Because I have, some students and stuff that I find deals for. And then I also find a lot of deals. This is when we find all of our deals. But so our so the VAs, like I see, like they're putting in an offer. Each VA is putting in an offer a week. So we're putting like 5 to 10 offers a week on deals. So I have a very good idea of where the market is in the storage industry, because we are putting offers in. And, you know, for a while last year, it was really hard to find deals, honestly, because people wanted like so much money. And, you know, the cap rate was like super low. They wanted like super low cap rates and stuff, but we stuck to our guns and we stuck to like 7 caps and in secondary, in secondary markets. And, we got a couple of really, really great deals. So I'll show those to you. And the ones that we have under contract right now are just the same, like great, great cap rates. Well, actually, so there's two different types of deals that we buy. We buy mismanaged facilities. And so within a mismanaged facility, there's like two different kinds. So one of them is like a mismanaged facility that's producing income, right? But it's not producing what it should be producing. So for instance, the very first deal that we bought is in Blairsville, Georgia, if anybody knows, because we buy all of our facilities in Georgia, Florida. We live in Tallahassee is where we live. Okay. So we kind of just stay like this area is where we stay. And that's where all of our boots on the ground people are and stuff. So we just kind of stay in this area. And like the Blairsville facility that we bought, the owner had owned it for 15 years and he had not raised the rates like in years. And in fact, he was charging for 10 by 10s. He was charging $20 for a 10 by 10. And the market in that area now calls for $1. $1 a square foot. So it's like $100 for a 10 by 10. But he was making like $8,000 a month, and so for him, like living off of $8,000 a month and running it himself, and stuff, like who cares? It's $8,000 a month, right? But once we got in and really looked at the numbers and really ran the numbers, like he should be making between 20 and like 25 grand. Like we came up with like 23 grand, but I mean, he made 20 grand. He's leaving like 10, 12 grand on the table. But he didn't even care about that. He didn't care. He was free and clear, and he was making $8,000 a month, and he was like happy. And it paid, it doesn't cost that much money to have a facility, right? So that's one of the types of facilities that we find. It's like it's a mismanaged facility. I consider that a mismanaged facility because he was making about 100 grand, a little bit over 100 grand a year. He should have been making like 270 grand or something. He should be making like a ridiculous amount of money. So that's kind of where we start looking at that deal, and that's the kind of deals that we find. And in fact, all of our deals pretty much are either like one or the other type that I'm going to tell you about. So that's a mismanaged facility, and we bought that at a 7 cap. And we're taking it to like a 16 cap, and then we'll be able to sell it at a 7 cap. That's kind of how it works. All right. And I'll show you the numbers in just a second. And then we have the other type of facility that we buy, which is like, it's truly a severely mismanaged facility. I mean, the owner has just like run it to the ground. It's not making any money. In fact, a lot of the times I've bought several abandoned storage facilities as well too. And so the one that we bought is in Macon, Georgia. If you guys don't know anything about Macon, Macon is like, it's a town of like 150,000 people. And we bought the ugliest storage facility in town. All right. And Macon's kind of like an industrial town. It's like a lot of like industrial kind of reminds me of Memphis a little bit. And so Macon, so we bought this facility in Macon, and it's 171 units, which is already should be worth like $2 million. Just 171. That's like a $2 million deal, especially in like, that's a secondary market. I mean, 150,000 could be even considered primary, but I would consider it secondary. But it's 171 units on 6 acres. It's like a huge property, and it's right kind of towards the south of Macon. So much, and it's right on this main road that connects like Macon to Warner Robins, which is like this main fairway. And so great location, and he just ran it to the ground. He was not making any money at all. He said he was making $1,000 a month, but the truth is he wasn't really making any money. And he also lived like far away, and he couldn't really manage it. He didn't have that concept of like managing stuff remotely. So he just really did not do well with it at all. And and it doesn't look bad at all. Now, he was trying to like rearrange like unit sizes and stuff. And then just kind of screwed all that up as well too. So we have to get in there, we have to rearrange unit, we have to paint it because he painted it this ugly blue color. And then some of the doors are broken and stuff. So we put a $200,000 capex into that. I don't know if we're going to use it or not, I know also there's like a warehouse on that facility too, where the owner was renting this warehouse. I can't remember how much he was renting it for. He put all his stuff, that was his storage place. He put all his stuff in there, like so much, it's cram packed full of just crap. And then he died. All right. So now, and then the wife says she does not want any of it. She's like, I don't want any of it. I don't want to go through it. It's like, you guys can have it. So she just like released all the information. And that happened like a year or two ago. That's a long time ago. And the owner has done nothing with it, nothing at all. So like we have to get in there and get that, because rent that thing out for $1,000 a month. And we didn't even include that income into the deal, right? But you can really rent that thing out too as well. But so we picked that deal up, 171 units for $375,000. And it's worth, just as is, it's worth like over $2 million. And we do have to clean it up and stuff. So it'll take some time. And so on the first deal, Blairsville, like we're asking for like 18 months to be, 18 months to get that thing stabilized. What happens when you buy a mismanaged facility that they're charging $20 for a 10 by 10? And then you raise the rates to like $100, then, like a lot of people get pissed off and leave, essentially is what happened. So we had like 27% leave, but actually the truth is only 27% left. Everybody else is staying and paying the new rates. Isn't that crazy? And then, so yeah, we had like a lot of people leave. And then, now it just takes time to like, get new people in. I mean, even in just the last couple of months, we had like 20 new tenants. So there were tenants in this area that will actually pay $100 a month for a 10 by 10, but that's just like property management, so you have to like get the old out, get the new people to sign the contract, whoever wants to say, make sure they understand the rules, do a lot of, we didn't really have a lot of auctions on that, because a lot of people, the people that moved out of that facility, they were actually thanking us. They were like, a lot of people actually thanked my husband, was like, hey, thank you so much for raising the rates. That just made me come and clean this place out, because I've been paying $20 a month for this thing for like 10 years or whatever. So, but so that's like one, so we're now stabilizing that property, and we're trying to bring it back. And it's going to take us a good, year and a half to do that. All right. It takes a good, year and a half minimum. And, and we'll just see how the market goes. I mean, it just takes time to do that. Now, along the way, obviously, you're going to get a distribution from that, because we're making money, Actually, the funniest thing, too, was that he was making $8,000 a month on that facility. And we had 25 to 30% leave, and we're making $12,000 a month. Isn't that crazy? So, and we raised the rents and everybody left and all this kind of stuff. So we're on our way to making 20 grand. We just have to like get all the people that are going to pay, get all the new ones in there and pay the right prices and stuff. And it just takes time to do that. So in 18 months or so, we should be able to refi that out. No bank will finance that. I mean, that's the purpose of this fund. No bank is going to finance something like that. So, we raise the money, we buy it, and then we stabilize it, and then we'll refi that out. We'll refi it out. Okay. And then once we refi it out, we'll give you guys the distribution, right? We'll distribute that money to you. And then we'll hold on to it for 5 years. So this is a 5-year fund. All right. And then closer towards the end of the fund, we'll sell the facility. Okay. And then you'll get a distribution from that. You'll probably get more of a distribution from the refi than you will from the back end. I'm going to show you on the financial model how you can see that. Okay. And then on the other one, the one that we got in Macon, that was like $375,000 for this 6-acre property. That one we're going to need like 24 months. I mean, it's going to take us a couple of years to get that thing, because it needs to be painted, cleaned out. We're already marketing it and trying to get it leased up, but it just looks ugly, so you have to just give us some time to get that fixed up. So we asked for 24 months to refi that one out. And then you'll get a distribution from that one in 24 months. Okay. So, and then, and that one will take us a little bit of time to actually like make money on. So you won't really make any money off of that one until like later, within like, in a year or so. Okay. So those are the two different types of deals that we look for. And that is the purpose of the fund is to buy these two types of deals. Okay. That's what we're trying to do. So, so that's what I wanted to go over. That's like me in a nutshell, me and my husband in a nutshell. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do was just share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you the portal, and I'm also going to get into the presentation. Okay, let me log out of this so I can get in. Let me share my screen. Okay. So the portal is the website address is self-storagefundofamerica.com. Self-storagefundofamerica.com. And I'll put that into the chat so everybody can click on that and open it. You do want to, what you want to do is you want to access the PPM. So you're going to click on this and then you're going to create an account. And in step one, the only thing that happens in the portal is that you get access to the PPM. Okay, so you'll click on this and then you'll fill all this out, create your account, we approve it, and then you'll have access to the PPM. And then you'll log in. And then once you log in, you'll want to upgrade to investor status. And once you upgrade to investor status, your screen will look like this. Okay, something like this. But I wanted to just make sure that you understood that, because a couple of people were asking that. There's really two, like there's like an account approval and then there's like an upgrade. Okay, and you can see the PPM in the first level, but you cannot see but you cannot see anything else until you upgrade to investor status. Okay, so here is the PPM. I just went to read PPM and just clicked on it, and you can open it up and look at it. And this is essentially the Bible of the fund. This is all the rules, regulations, this kind of thing. Okay, so if you want to go through, read that, this is available to you so you can see it. Okay. And then also in the PPM is the operation agreement. All right, so you have access to that, and and stuff about me and case studies and things like that. Okay, are all in here. Okay, so once you read that, you're like, yeah, this is something I want to do. Then you'll upgrade to investor status. So you've got the account created, and then you can upgrade to investor status. And then once you upgrade to investor status, you're going to get access to this little tab right here, documents. All right, so this is kind of an important tab because this is where like all of our supporting documents are. So I just want to make sure y'all can find this. And then you can see quarterly and annual reports are here. So our very first quarterly report went out in Q3 of 2022, and then the replay of that meeting is there as well too. If you wanted to watch that, you could take a look at those. And this is where we'll put all the quarterly reports. Every quarter we'll have a meeting, and then you can join and ask questions and kind of hear what we're doing. All right. And then also you have the supporting documents. All right. So I just want to make sure that y'all see this. And, I always just do it to 100, but there's the ABLE. This is the one I'm going to download and I'm going to show you. This is the one that we're raising money for right now. ABLE Mini Storage is the name of it. American Mini Storage is here as well too. And this is where you could download. I could show you the deal analyzer. And then also the investor presentation, which is what I'm going to go over right now. That's here. And then our fund manager, his name is Adam. He has a video explaining the financial model. If you want to watch that, you can. And that's right here. He's explaining the new financial model. All right. And then Max is the one that we bought in Macon, so I'll go over that. And then this right here is the financial model. So the updated financial model is right here. Okay, so these are like the supporting documents. All right, these are all the supporting documents. So I just kind of wanted to show you that so you could get and take a look. Okay. And let me see here. Okay, so all right, so let's click right here and let's go to the presentation. This is inside the portal. So if you wanted to look through it, you can. But I wanted to just go to a couple of slides here and just kind of show you the offering. All right, so I am trying to raise $7.87 million. I'm really trying to raise like between $4 and $5 million for this year, and I'm going to use that to buy like 4 to 5 facilities, something like that. So the goal by the end of the year is to have depending on what the price is, anywhere from 6 to 8 million. I'm sorry, 6 to 8 facilities, not 6 to 8 million, 6 to 8 facilities, ranging anywhere from, a couple $100,000 to like $2 million. Okay, something like that. All right. And these are all going to be mismanaged facilities that we can stabilize, and it will take like 18 to 24 months to stabilize. Okay. So that's the goal of this year. And the targeted IRR is 19%. All right. And that's if we don't refi out, right? If we do refi out, obviously the numbers are going to be way higher. But if we don't refi out, it's 19%. I'll show you the numbers to that here in just a sec. And the whole time is 5 years. Okay, so we're running numbers on 5 years. And then the preferred return is 10%. All right, so whatever amount of money that you put in, you'll make 10% off. Okay, and then there's like the split, between the investors and us. And it's either an 80-20 split or a 75-25 split, depending on the hurdle, the milestone that we have. Okay, and I'll show you those in just a second. And then there's quarterly distributions is what it is. It just takes a couple months for us to get them up and running. Then after that, once we start making money, we'll do quarterly distributions. Okay. And then also, so we are putting 4% in. So every time that we do a close, I just wire money over, and then we'll put that money in as well. Okay. So just so you know, we are contributing. And then for the sponsor promote, there's, like I said, 20%. Actually, I'll go into the hurdles in just a second, but it's an 80-20 split or a 75-25 split. And I'll show you those here in just a second. And then the minimum investment is $25,000, and you have to be an accredited investor. So this is a 506C Reg D fund is what it is. Okay. And then you have also this slide here, which goes into the hurdles. So you guys have an idea. So basically the hurdles there's 3 tiers. The first tier is just us reaching preferred return, right? So 10%. And so if we only get up to 10% for the return, then there's a 96-4 payout, 96% to y'all and 4 to us, because we co-invest with the 4%. Okay. If anything from above 10% to 15%, above 10% to 15% is based on the IRR. And it's a 76-4-20 split. So 76% to the investors, you guys all share that, 4% to us for co-investing, and then 20% to us for being the asset managers, so the GPs. Okay. And then thereafter, after 15%, if we go over that for the IRR, then it's a 71-4-25 split. So 71% to y'all, 4% to us, and then 25% to us for managing the fund. Okay. And then finally, fees. So there's 2 fees. One of them is the management fee, which is a 0.625% of the gross purchase price on an annual basis. Right. So if it's a $1 million deal, we get paid $6,250 annually for managing that deal. Okay. And then the acquisitions fee is a 0.50%. Right. So that's only a one-time fee just for acquiring the property. That's what we get. Okay. And then there's no refinance and no disposition fee. And then if we do develop, let's just say we build on and the 6 acres for the one that we bought in Macon, then there's a 5% development fee and a 7.5% general contractor fee. Right. So we are not developers. We stabilize deals is what we do. So I don't foresee us adding on, but actually, what we're doing on the Blairsville deal is, I'll show you pictures of it, but there's like a little space like in one of the sections where you can do parking. So we cleared that whole area, and then we're going to be doing boat and RV parking, but that's really not development, I guess per se, but that's really kind of that's like the developing that we're doing, just so you know. Okay. And then you can go through the whole presentation. There's all kinds of stuff, case studies, and different types of, facilities that we buy and stuff. That's all right here.
Hello, William. Busy?
Somebody's talking. I can hear you. Let's see. Who was that?
Okay. No, nothing. You finished your head.
I can hear you. Talking. Okay. Okay, and then finally we have, let me see here. Yeah, we got this. We'll go back. Okay, I'm going to open up the different types of deals that we have. Let me see here. Go back here. Okay, here they are. I want to show you just the types of deals that we have in the fund so you have an idea. I'm going to open these up. And then the one that we're raising the money for as well. Okay. So, okay, so this one here, let me do American Mini Storage. Did I just drop it or no? Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so the one that we have is the one that we just bought is American Mini Storage. So let me share my screen, the Blairsville one. And I think you guys should be able to see the screen. And then here's American Mini Storage. Here's the pictures. Let me just give you an idea of kind of what it looks like. Okay, that's wrong pictures. And diligence, due diligence photos here. Okay. Okay, so this is, it looks like a storage facility, right? But and there's like apartment here with a garage and an office. Here's the storage. You drive up and this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like. This is a storage facility. Okay, and I told you this is the one where in the back there's a space where we cleared and we're going to be doing boat and RV parking as well. Uncovered boat and RV parking, which was not part of the numbers. We did not add that in. So whatever we make from that will just be extra bonus as well. So I wanted to just give you an idea what it looks like. And these are the numbers, right? This is kind of what it's looking like. So we purchased it for $1 million. He was making 116,000. It's 135 units at 22,200 square feet. He was 15% vacant. All right, we put some CapEx of 50,000 in because it needed gate. It did not have gates at all. So we actually added the gates. Those are all done, working great. So here's expenses. And you could see that the property was valued at about $1.2 million when we bought it, right? But we're taking it from 52 cents a square foot to 99 cents a square foot, right? Because I remember I told you it's $1 for 10 by 10, it's $1. It's really a little more than that, but we just went conservative for 99 cents. And you were taking it from $1.2 million to $3.3 million. So when we sell this property, it'll be valued at around this much. All right. So you could see that we're taking it from a 7 cap to a 19 cap. Okay. This is our deal analyzer. This is how we internally run our numbers. And I'll show you the financial model in just a second as well. But I just kind of wanted to show you. So that's the first one. And then the second one that we bought is, where's Max at? Let me see. Can I open it up or no? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so let me share this. Oh, wait, no, I shared the wrong screen. Sorry. There it is. Okay, so this is Max. This is the one I told you in Macon. This is he has the blue color. He painted this one building right here. He painted it blue, but he did not paint the other ones. There's 3 other ones on the back and they're all brown. So he said he just like ran out of paint. So he painted this blue, and he did his sign. He was very impressed. He loved his sign. We've already taken the sign down, put a new sign up. And we're working on quotes for paint right now. We're going to get the whole thing painted as well. And this is the warehouse I was telling you about that the guy died and all his stuff is in there. So we're working on trying to figure out what to do with that as well. This is the main highway that I told you. It's a 2-lane highway plus a turn lane on both sides. It's a very good location. Let me see. There's what it looks like. We're going to just get it painted and just get it fixed up, fix some of the unit sizes and stuff. And then we'll really start marketing this thing out. And Dawsonville is actually a little tiny town in between Macon and Warner Robin. So I'll show you kind of what it looks like. So there's definitely quite a few, it's a good population. Yeah, so within 5-mile radius, it's 38,000, 39,000 people. Within 7 miles, it's 80,000. And with 10 miles, it's 188,000. So it's a very good location. And this one right here, this is our facility right here. And actually, this whole property is included. All right, this is the 6 acres. So it kind of goes, you come in off this and you can go in here, but then this property is included. It's kind of like a little, like a hammer, maybe axe or something. That's what it looks like. So I just want to show you all that. This is the property here. And then there's a second property added. And then this is the numbers that we came up with. $375,000. He was making $14,000. 92 of the 171 units are actually like ready to be rented right now if we wanted to, which came out to 14,635 square feet. But there is a total of 171 units. The 80 units needs to be fixed and repaired and stuff like this. I think, which comes out to another 20,000. So we're taking it from, and it's 88% you can see 88% vacancy. We're going to take it to an 8%. So it's 66 cents a square foot right now. We're taking it to 78 cents a square foot. And actually right here, there's one storage facility here, and then there's a couple over here. There's 4 storage facilities within like a 3-mile radius. And my husband, he went to every single one of them and tried to rent a unit at all of them. 2 of them have offices, 2 of them do not. And everybody's charging $85 for a 10 by 10 in this area. That's what everybody's charging. So that's why we decided to run our numbers at 78 cents. All right, for the price per square foot. So you can see that obviously we're buying this at like a -2 cap rate, which is typical for a severely mismanaged facility. But once we get it up and running, it'll be at a 24% cap rate. Now, we did not put the warehouse in there. We did not put that money in here. This is just for the storage itself. We did not put any up, we didn't put anything about adding on or anything like that. So this is just the storage itself, us getting in there and stabilizing the property. Okay, so we're taking it from a -2% cap rate to a 24% cap rate, and then we'll be able to sell it at a 7 cap. Okay, that's how we look at our numbers. And you can see here, yeah, that like it's at a 23% or 24% cash on cash return is where we're at on this one. So the targeted IRR, is 19%, but in all of our facilities, we're well above that. And that's just cash on cash. That's not even refining it out. You guys know that. You guys understand that. Okay. All right. So there's that one. And then finally, let me stop share, and I'm going to find the one that I'm trying to raise the money for now, which is not this one. And this is it. No, this is not it. And this is it. No, this is not it. Okay, let me get in. I don't think I opened it up. So let me find it. Here it is. Download this. Okay. So there's this one here. And everything I'm showing you is straight from the portal. So if you want to look at all that, you can as well. You just get right into the portal. And let me share my screen. And this is the one that I'm raising the money for now. It's called Able Self-Storage. And the owner's just very nice, but he wants to move. He wants to sell. He's selling everything he owns, and he's moving to Costa Rica. That's what he wants to do. And he wants to retire in Costa Rica off of the money he makes from the storage facility. Okay, so that's his goal. And so this is what this one looks like. It is a big building here, which would be great to become like climate control. Like this would be the perfect climate control building, but we did not run numbers on that. We ran numbers on stabilizing this. We ran numbers on. And then here's the storage over here. There's just a big parking spot right here. So you can see here's the storage all the way in the back, way over there as well too. And then this is a warehouse that has 9 2,000 square foot units, right? So that's like 18,000 square feet. And he only charges like $500 or $600 a month for these. That's it. Like he is starting well below what he should be charging. He just has this mindset that he needs to just, be nice and be cheap and stuff. Here's the storage. I mean, it's not bad. It's fenced in. I mean, it's not bad. It's got a gate. I mean, maybe it needs to be power washed and stuff. And then here's the facility itself. That's what it looks like, so it just needs to be cleaned up. And Carrollton, it's in Carrollton, Georgia, if anybody knows where that's at. It's a suburb of Atlanta. So really, this is considered I really think it's a primary or sub-primary market. but it's like really, it's like, right on the, it's a suburb of Atlanta is what it is. And a lot of growth going on in this area. And then you can see it's still growing now. All right, so it's just going up. It's a great area to move to invest in. Here's the building, and then here's all the storage right here. Okay. There's Carrollton right there. You can see. Where's my mouse? Okay, there. Yeah, it's right here. That's where it's at. There's the property itself. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So this is the one that we're trying to raise money for right now. And I'll show you the numbers on it. Let me see if I can find those. Let's see. Carrollton. Able self-storage. And this is what it looks like. We got it under contract for $1.4 million. This is what it looks like. And he's making around, he says he's making around 150 grand. He doesn't, like, his financials are horrible. And so we have, like, he is using a software. So we got his management summary. It's saying that he made 150 grand in the last year, but his financials are horrible. And that's another reason why we need cash for this. Cause like we have tried to get bank financing for this and the banks are just like, no, because we don't have, there's no P&L, there's no tax returns or anything. Like he's commingling funds and stuff like that. So like, they're all just saying no. So this is a typical deal. We have to raise money for this deal. Okay. And so it's 175 units, 25,825 square feet. It's 71 cents a square foot is where he's at, but he's 32% vacant. Okay. And we're taking it from 71 cents to 95 cents. This number basically just comes from a comparative analysis. I mean, we're looking at, like, this is how we come up with that number. We're looking at the numbers. We're looking at all of the within a 2-mile radius, all the competitors, there's 5 competitors. And, what are they charging? This is like, we just look at the average price per square foot. And then we just basically take that number and then we put it into the info page. And then that's how we get it. That's how we get this number. And so we bought it at what it's worth, which is $1.4 million. And we're taking it to a $3.1 million value add. Okay. So that means that we bought it at a 7 cap. We're taking it to a 16 cap, and then we're going to sell it at, $3.14 million or over $3 million. Okay. And that number right here, this number, does not include, cancel crappers. What did I do? This number does not include what we could be making for the building. All right. This is just him, the storage and stuff. All right. So we're just trying to stabilize the property. We did not increase anything is what I'm saying. We didn't increase the numbers. We left it at like $600 a month for those 9, like, even though they should be charged like $2,000 or something. Okay. This is just leaving that out as it is and then increasing the storage, if that makes sense. So anyways, I want to just show you all that as well too. Those are the numbers, and we're trying to raise money. This is the next one that we're trying to raise money for. So, so that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at the deal. So you've seen the 3 deals that are in the fund. All right. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the financial model. Let me pull that up real fast. Let me see financial model. And I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I'm almost done here. Let me pull it up. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Okay, so this is the financial model, and you get access to this also in the portal. So you could just get in and just look up, financial model under the document section, and this is what you're going to get. All right. And everything is all locked, so you can't come in and screw anything up. Only things that you need to change are what's in yellow, right? And you would only really things that you put in is just the amount you're going to invest, and then the date that you're going to put the money in for. All right. So let's just say that you do put $50,000 in, or let's say you put $100,000 in. Okay. And you put it in by the end of this month. You see how everything changed, right? So this will change, all the numbers will change. And then as we go through each of the deals, right, you can change this. Now, as you can see, like I turned refinancing off for all three of these deals. They're turned off. Like we do not if we do not refinance them out, this is what you're going to be making. Okay, at $100,000. Obviously, this is all assumptions because we are running our numbers on like 6 to 8 different facilities. We have the 3 under contract. We're about to put 1 more under contract, so we can update the model to those numbers, this week. But and that one is actually even better than this is going to be even better than all the other ones. But like, we ran our numbers, our assumptions are based on essentially what we have from our personal storage facilities, which is like $1 million properties, right? And taking them from, not making any money to making money, right? That's kind of where it's at. So that's how you can run through those. And then you can click on Blairsville or Macon or Carrollton, right? And then you could check out what these are. This is the true numbers of each of these deals, like as of right now, obviously. And then on a quarterly basis, we'll have a meeting, we'll update the numbers. And then, over the course of the next couple of years, the financial model will really come to fruition. Okay. But you could see, like, for instance, on the Carrollton one is the one that we just looked at. It's a $1.4 million purchase, right? And then we have the acquisitions fee, 0.50. Right, you can see that right here. And then you have the equity split right here for the members. Any renovation costs, we just put a little bit because there's really just like power washing and stuff. It doesn't really take a lot of money. And then it's the historical versus like the, what it's going to be making. So these are all the expenses right here. This is all what we're running our numbers on. So, we're running our numbers on total OPEX, right here. And then the net operating income is right here. Okay. And then you can see we're going through like the rental mix, but the refi is where we're at right here. This is where we're going to be refining the money out. So we're running our numbers on this. So you can see 18 months, we're going to refi this out. We should definitely be able to stabilize this property in 18 months. All we're doing is like just raising the rents, and then maybe some people leave and then we have to, get new tenants in. So definitely should be able to do that in 18 months. And then we're going to, and here's the management fee, right? And you could see like we're running our refi at a 7 cap. And then the interest rate would be 7%. So now it's off, right? The refi proceeds is off. Like we're not running our numbers on this. Go to the cash flow, and then you could come into Carrollton. You can see refinancing is off. You could change it to on and be like, no, we are going to refinance this one on, right? So then you can go back to Carrollton, and then this will be populated. This should be populated. And it's not. Great. Well, let me show you. Let me see if I can figure this out. Hopefully Adam fixed this properly because he was just working on it. So I hope he fixed this. Let's turn these on and see what it looks like. If not, we'll fix it. We'll get it fixed. Adam is my fund manager. So let me see. Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, good. So the refi proceeds are $1.8 million, $1.9 million. That is what we'll distribute to everybody. And then you can see the exit strategy is we're holding it for 54 months. Oh, crappers. And then we're selling it, and that distribution will make 1.6 million. And then we will distribute that to everybody else. Okay. Anyways, you can look through that, and you can look through all the numbers and stuff to see kind of how we come up with the numbers. And then also over here, the hurdles are here, right? So you see the waterfall. So you can see 96.4 has got a little note there. Okay. And then, so hurdle number 1 is up to 10%. Hurdle number 2 is up to 15%. And hurdle number 3 is above 15%. These are the splits. And this is kind of all the numbers. So you can go through, take a look at all that and all the numbers. All right. So Blairsville is there, and what we're going to be making, for Blairsville. Macon is there, what we're going to be making for that, and then also Carrollton. And we always go by city is what we go by, and that's how we kind of call our facilities. And then on this one is where you could just play around with the numbers. If we do not refi it, then we would turn this off. And if we do refi, you would turn it on. And then just what the interest rate is going to be that when we actually finally do it, then we would put those numbers in and it will change, the model. All right, so right now, if we refied all three of them at 18, 24, and 18 months, right, at 7% interest, and you put $100,000 in, essentially you're going to say, like, okay, March 31st, I'll make this much, and then June I'd make this much, and September I'll make this much, etc. Right, going through. And you could see, like, 18 to 24 months is when we're doing all these distributions. And that's when you're going to make the most amount of money, because, like, we'll be doing distributions almost right around the same time for several of the facilities. Okay, if that makes sense. And then, at the end, essentially, when we sell these off, this is what you're making. So you could just look at the numbers. Now, obviously, these are just assumptions. Okay, and then, like, as we go through, we set it up so that as we go through, we can turn these on or off, we can change these, we can change this, and we can update this. So every quarter will be coming in and, like, changing this, to real-time numbers. All right, but at least you can play around and kind of get an idea of where we're at. Now you could see, if we actually refied these deals out, we'd be at a 96% IRR. All right. But if we came in and we just said, no, I'm only going to do cash, well, then obviously your IRR gets down to 48%. But we're at, like, for these three deals that we have, we're at a 48% IRR right now. So that's where we're at on the numbers. Okay. And so then the goal is to actually truly achieve that, but I need to be above a 19% IRR. That's the goal. But that's kind of where we're at on that as well too. So you have access to this financial model in the portal. So I highly recommend that you get into the portal, go to this, Self-Storage Fund of America website, get your account down, and then go into the upgrade to investor status, and then go to the documents. And actually, I have a sheet for that too. So I want to bring that up real fast. Here it is. Yeah. So here's really the step-by-step process. Let's get access to the portal, right? And and then check out the PPM, check out everything inside the portal. If you got on the Zoom, you're talking to me. If you need to meet me on Zoom for anything at all, just let me know. Ann is here, and Ann's going to actually send out the replay and the link to the portal, and then she can set you up on my calendar if you want to talk to me one-on-one as well. Okay. And then you upgrade to the investor status, and then you check all the documents out. You make a commitment of 25% or more. I'm sorry, 25,000 or more. You get verified as an accredited investor, and then you upload that to the portal. You wire the money, and then you'll get paid quarterly distribution. So this will kind of show you the path as well too. So that's inside the portal as well. And let's see, and then so then finally, some screen sharing. Yeah, finally, that's kind of where we're at now. Is like, we've been through all three of the deals. I've showed you the portal and where you can get all the supporting documents from. You can get the PPM here, the SEC filing, update the portfolio as we go. Latest news is updated as well too. So this is kind of where you're going to talk to us. You're going to get all the information. You can come in here and check everything out as well. And then once you say, yes, Stacy, I'm interested, then you're going to have access to the subscription. Okay. And the subscription basically is the contract between you and the fund, right? And this is where you can click on either the individual, the custodian, or the entity, depending on what you're going to be using to invest in. An individual would also include your spouse. And then you would click on that, and this just takes you right to DocuSign, so you can actually go through and read the contract, and you can just sign it electronically. All right. And then after you sign electronically, I'll sign it as well. And then you'll just upload your accreditation letter, and then you'll get the wire instructions as well too. You could just wire the money right over. Okay. And that's the 1, 2, 3 process to work with us. But again, if you have any questions at all, you can always just set up a time, and I'll go through those with you as well. Okay. I'll meet you. Okay. Any questions on the fund? Anything that you're thinking of that you need or interest? Okay. Well, Ann is definitely going to email you the replay. So I highly recommend that you watch the replay, and especially if you showed up late. And then again, she'll give you access to my calendar if you want, and then we can set up a time to meet as well. Okay. I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and I look forward to working. Yeah, I look forward to working together. LaDonya, I said we'll send you the replay, or you can also just hop on the pitch for next Monday as well, or you can set up a Zoom call and I can just meet you. We can go over it. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.